Good morning, students. This is the fourth video of the chapter Working of Institutions, and in this video we are going to discuss a subtopic, that is powers of Prime Minister. So let us discuss here the subtopic. Under the power of Prime Minister, we'll have to understand that what specific role the Prime Minister plays for the governance of the country, and what is his specific power in order to run the administration of the country. So let us discuss one by one all the important and specific powers and functions of Prime Minister. One by one we need to discuss all the relevant points that is related to the powers of Prime Minister. The first point is mentioned here: he chairs cabinet meetings. We all know that the Council of Ministers is it is elected by the Prime Minister. He creates his own team, and after that he distributes the portfolio to the different ministers. Out of total council ministers, he selects few important ministers as the cabinet ministers, and whenever there is a requirement of any decision, important decision, he calls the meeting for cabinet, and in the meeting of cabinet he is the chairperson. So he presides over the meeting of cabinet. In other words, he chairs the cabinet meeting, and in that particular meeting he decides any important issue related to the country, related to the administration or governance of the country. Second function or second important powerful decision that is taken by the Prime Minister is the coordination. So he coordinates the work of all the departments. So his next function is, or his next powerful task is, that he coordinates the work of departments. We all know that various departments are working under the government, and all these departments are having their own specific task and having their own specific functionaries. But overall, how all the departments will work without the coordination. So here coordination is provided by the Prime Minister, and Prime Minister office is very important in this context. It is coordinating all the functions of all the departments, and this is how coordination is established with the help of Prime Minister. Third thing, as we already discussed, that when the distribution of portfolio or ministry is concerned, it is the task of the Prime Minister. He in fact distributes all the portfolios to the different ministers. He decides that who will become the defense minister, he will decide who will become the rail minister, he will decide who will become the finance minister. So like that he distributes the portfolio or ministries to the respective MPs. And if any particular minister is not going to function as per his expectation, he can dismiss him also. So dismissal as well as appointment is recommended by the Prime Minister. He acts as a link. Now next fifth point is here: he acts as a link between cabinet and president. We need to understand here Prime Minister acts as a link between the cabinet. We already discussed that in the cabinet only decisions are made regarding the welfare and governance of the country. Now the question is how this decision will be forwarded to the president. So it will be forwarded to the president through the Prime Minister. So Prime Minister will provide the link between the cabinet and president, and this is how the decision that is taken in the cabinet meeting, it will reach to the president with the help of Prime Minister. And last point, it is also connected with the Prime Minister. It is connected to the Prime Minister as well as it is connected with the president. He is the chief advisor of the President of India. We all know that President requires suggestion in his daily routine, as well as apart from the daily routine he needs suggestion or he needs advice on various important issues, and for that Prime Minister is there. So Prime Minister provides him assistance as well as he helps him in taking the decision. He helps the President to take the decision regarding the governance, regarding the different type of schemes, regarding the policies of the country. So this is the simple work of Prime Minister, and these are performed well by Prime Minister. Now let us discuss the next important thing that what is the role of Prime Minister under the coalition government? What type of function the Prime Minister is doing under the coalition government? We all know that after 90s, the situation, the political scenario changed in India. And after that, no political party was in a position to get the majority. So at the time, the different political parties came together to form the coalition government. But it was a very difficult task to assign the role of Prime Minister or assign the seat of Prime Minister. Once the Prime Minister was elected, it was the duty of the Prime Minister to assign seats or assign important ministries to the different coalition members. But it was a very difficult task because coalition government consisted of many political parties, and many political parties were having their own mandate, were having their own interest. So we need to understand here the rise of the coalition politics has imposed certain constraints or certain restrictions on the power of the Prime Minister. So when there is a emergence of coalition government, there was a restriction on the power of Prime Minister. The Prime Minister of a coalition government cannot take decision as he likes. In case of regular election, when the political party was getting the majority and when the political party was in a position to form the government, the Prime Minister was free to take decision. But in case of coalition government, as many political parties are involved, it is very difficult for the Prime Minister to take the decision unilaterally or without taking into consultation many members. So he cannot take decision as he likes. Second point is here that he has to accommodate different groups and factions in his party as well as among the alliance partners. So he will have to manage the coordination. He will have to accommodate different groups, as in the coalition government different groups are present, different political parties are present. So it is also a very difficult task to bring the coordination among them all. Third point is here mentioned that it also has to heed to the views and position of the coalition partners and other parties on whose support the survival of the government depends. So you will have to understand the views of different political parties who are the partners of coalition government. So we will have to pay equal attention towards all the political parties, and this makes the task of Prime Minister very bulky, very difficult and complex. So we need to understand here that here the Prime Minister is going to function in a difficult way if there is a coalition government. Now, what are the other powers of the Prime Minister? We need to understand here that what are the different types of powers the Prime Minister has been assigned. He plays an important role in the shaping the foreign policy of the nation. We all know that India has adopted soft policy as well as hard foreign policy. So here the Prime Minister can shape the policy. It is the duty, it is the power of the Prime Minister to shape the foreign policy of India. Again, he is the chief spokesperson of the central government. It means that whenever there is a question of leadership, he will come forward, he will act as a leader, and he will become the chief spokesman of the central government, because all the governance are revolving around him only. And he is the leader of the ruling party, of course. The ruling party, as it is the majority party, of course he is as the Prime Minister of India as well as the important member of parliament, he will act as a leader of the political parties, and particularly the political party which is the ruling party. He is the ex officio chairman of the Planning Commission, now Niti Aayog, National Development Council, National Integration Council, Interstate Council and National Water Resource Council. So he will become ex officio. Because of his position, he will automatically become the chairman of various important constitutional as well as non-constitutional bodies like Niti Aayog, like National Development Council, like National Integration Council. So he will have to preside over these meetings. He will decide the important issues by sitting as a chairman in those meetings. Apart from that, the Prime Minister has the right to give advice to the President in relation to the appointments of the following officers. So Prime Minister is going to play a very important role in appointing various important constitutional officers like CAG, that is Comptroller and Auditor General of India. So he is appointed on the advice of Prime Minister only. Similarly, Attorney General of India, Solicitor General of India, President of the UPSC or Chairman of the UPSC and its member, Election Commissioners, Chairman and the members of the Finance Commission. So these are the important constitutional bodies, and these constitutional bodies are elected by the President but on the recommendation or on the advice of the Prime Minister. So here Prime Minister is going to play a very specific role in this regard. So what we saw here, that Prime Minister role is very important, and it is not moving in a single dimension, but it is multi-dimensional. So we have witnessed a multi-dimensional role of Prime Minister. So Prime Minister is very important. It is the It is the first wheel of the chariot of the governance or administration, and sometimes it is termed as the first among the equals. So here we need to understand the role of Prime Minister is very important, and it is a very important part of executive, and the Prime Minister plays a very important role as an important player in the governance of the country. So this is all about in this video. Thank you so much.